Hello, and welcome to the Master Fran Art Stream. I hope everyone's doing well, as I'm doing pretty alright. I had a short nap straight after work, I've been pretty decent. And since the webcam's just not working, I might as well just jump straight to the art screen and kind of just flip to that. Hope everyone's been doing good here. I've been doing pretty decent. For those who don't know who I am, I'm Master Fran. I'm a artist, animator. I basically make a whole shitload of different animations and art design stuff. I'm basically multi-talented, I'd say. I do animation, illustration, comic art. I just go where the heck the wind takes me. And currently I'm a pixel artist right now. I've taken on some pixel art commissions, and this is one of the commissions I'm currently in the middle of working on, but I will not be working on this today. I mostly kind of just want to show off just the little bits of animation that I do in general. Another thing that I could talk about is I'm currently the developer of Black Mass, a indie pixel art platform inspired by old school portable consoles. And it's about a raccoon treasure hunter going on an island to look for a cool treasure that's hidden with a bunch of different animal fighters and enemies. So I'm working together with a programmer to figure that out, and it'll come out, a demo will come out as a Kickstarter sooner or later. But for now, we're taking our time working on it. So, it's a bunch of footage of, Black Mass working in the engine. There's some wobbliness there. A bunch of other stuff here, and basically I'm just tackling a whole bunch of different conditions here. So tonight I'm gonna be working on getting this done specifically, but might as well showcase all my other pixel art stuff. So been doing some pixel art for this commissioner, a nice sci-fi commission. I do want to at least polish a tail here. I feel behind on most of my pixel art stuff because I've been, I guess, doing life stuff and just tackling a bunch of missions. This half body's nearly ready to make. It's got a reworked background. Probably readjust, and that looks good. Put that here. It looks like she has like snake piercing. I'll let that go. But other than that, this is so far so good. I could put in some down perhaps, but I'll figure it out. And also I'm working on another full body. Got 4 full bodies so far, so I've been tackling that. And I'll just put this still for it. Also, just wanting to see this. The hair's not showing. Oh. Alright, so far so good. But yeah, kinda just tackling stuff like that. So, gotta be doing that maybe another time. I mostly work on these as I go off stream. And I'm mostly working on this one off stream. That's kind of what I've been up to. But yeah, I've been pretty alright. Doing a bunch of different tasks here. Been sketching a lot of cows for the only big reason I've just been drawing a lot of cow characters because basically I've been reading the far side because I found collection of Far Side comics just in the library. I was like, you know, why the hell not? So, yeah, just reading, you know, just little bits of Far Side, probably like 5 minutes every morning, 5 or 6, like little strips. And it's mostly kind of just me fiddling about, and I kind of just, I just, you know, a few of them still kind of lame in a way, and it's kind of done with that where, you know, some of them you think, okay, they're just dumbly cheap, but no, they're pretty decent. Like there's this one where they're on an island, and they were like, oh, we're so out of want for food, we'll never have to worry about food again. And shoot, I think I'm messing up. Like without the visual, I can't really like explain it. There's also I think there was like one where sorry, I'm kind of like a reference. Probably could like show like my files here. I want to like get a surprise stuff, but that's what I'm currently doing right now. It's kind of just leaping through my rest because I'm kind of like trying to figure out my like pole arm stuff and power floats. Let's see. Yeah, power floats, I kind of like have a collection of power float animation, not animation, but yeah, power float flows that I purchased myself. I think I purchased this from I think a 3D stock image site or something like that. So, yeah, kind of just little things. I need something a little bit manlier. But right now, I'm kind of like looking around to see like how I could do legs. But I think this is the wrong model to really like go off of this, so I'll probably like pick something different. I just go off of that. Let's see. This could work. These ones have a lot of nudes, so I'm not gonna show this on stream here. But yeah, back to chatting about life. Life is pretty alright. Mom got her stitches. Oh, she's recovering pretty well. Things are going pretty alright there with that. So, you know, she's recovering. Of course, she still needs to do more surgery to, you know, reinsert her intestine. You know, their stomach acid kind of like burned her intestines and melted them with a hole in there. So that's kind of like, that was kind of like the big reason she needed surgery. So there are things like that. Wait. Can I find the front though? This could work. These two. Yeah, these two specifically are what I'll work with. Oh, that's huge. Yeah, I'll probably work off of that. Boom. Yeah, I tend to like prep a lot for, you know, this dumb pose stuff, mostly just make sure that I'm actually sure that this will work. But yeah, you know, been just sketching stuff just to get myself through the day, because yeah, the day job kind of sucks. Dealing with students Thanks for the follow, Doc Ivern. And I'm just doing some stuff and tackling, talking about my day. Got just reference hunting right now. And got just looking at my reference folder for this cool polearm poses. Actually, I haven't set it up for like a power, so I'm kind of just seeing what I can use here. I probably don't have to, but I could probably just rock this for a bit. Honestly, I'll just get to pixel arting because that's what I need to do. But yeah, okay. Right, just get back to it. But yeah, things have been pretty decent. I guess the most notable thing that I've done different this year is, or at least for the past week, is I've mostly been taking care of my mom with that, and kind of just, working on some little stuff. Prepping for conventions coming up. I currently have a show called WalkCon. That's going to be next Saturday. So not this coming Saturday, but in 2 weeks. So the Saturday after is my WalkCon thing. So WauKeeCon, that's what's actually called. It's in Waukegan, Illinois, so, very north of Chicago, like, basically on the border of Wisconsin. So, I'll be doing that, selling my art and my stickers, and, my cat stickers for Halloween. You could check my stickers out at mattsfriend.com/shop, and it's basically there. And it's, they're really good glow-in-the-dark stickers, and if my webcam worked, I'd show you my new pumpkin cat stickers because they're pretty nice. They're now both colored stickers, but they also glow in the dark. So one thing that I used to have as the pumpkin cat stickers is I used to have a separate colored pumpkin cat and also a white or black and white pumpkin cat, and it had the ability to glow in the dark. That's been pretty nice, and I'll just talk about that here. Drop a link to pumpkin cat glow in the dark sticker. It's pretty nice with that. And yeah, I basically figured out a nice happy medium with the pumpkin cat. I think the one thing that I put against it is I think I probably should have at least gotten the one that was the actual original size, is how I used to have the other pumpkin cats, because I think that one's smaller than the originals. But it's still the same basic idea. So it's a pumpkin cat, it glows in the dark, and you can, it's a nice Halloween piece I made just for the hell of it. Like, it was in my sketchbook, and I was like, oh, this would be a nice Halloween piece, so I just did that. I actually haven't been making new Halloween pieces for this year, because I think arguably the Halloween dogs were supposed to be my Halloween piece. And then I kind of just missed the holiday, so to speak. Because I finished Halloween dogs like a month after I finished the Halloween, like a month after the actual holiday. I was just spending so much time, so I figured, let's just do the Halloween stuff. Just work with the Halloween stuff I have. So I have a werewolf, a Claudia the Cat Witch, and the Pumpkin Cat, and those are gonna be my just Halloween folks for this year. This will work. I feel like he's skinnier. Like, I feel like the leg could be wider. I'll probably just move this further. Bada boom. Now I need to figure out what. Yeah, making armor can be tough because I have a lot of details and wraps. So I am getting to that point in the pixel art, or at least this pixel art, where all I need to do is kind of just polish this and get it working. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be harder, but I now kind of like figured out what I need to do with this, and that's getting to work with. And you know, I think it's me figuring out my workflow so far, because I like diving into the graphs. Sea leaf. Okay, so this is more of a line class, so it probably connect worse. Yeah. So this would actually connect here. But yeah, no. I guess I should probably talk about the status of Black Mass right now, because Black Mass is, you know, still in a, you know, Adam, or at least as far as I know, my programmer is telling me that he's working on enemy behavior patterns and things like that. So, you know, he's tackling that stuff, and then I'm kind of, you know, personally working on writing some stuff, you know, writing storyline things and the objectives, and currently I'm in the process of making a proper inventory list. And I was recently in a conversation with a friend about, like, okay, this is what I've kind of just been up to. You know, I was catching up. And of course I mentioned that I was making a game. You know, I say, hey, I've been working on this for 4 years. And my friend's all like, oh, you know, it's kind of weird that it's like taking so long for a 2D. And it kind of just gave me a bit of, I guess, an existential, maybe an existential crisis. It's not really a crisis. I mean, it's just a video game. But it's like, it had kind of like given me pause, where kind of like realizing I'm kind of getting me to wonder, am I overscoping? And figuring out like, oh hey, you know, I've been working on this for 4 years. I wonder if we're just overscoping. I think now I don't know like how Atom works and stuff like that. And of course I kind of contribute to us basically, especially with the proper details like the character, story, and interaction stuff. But I feel like this is a bit of a circular thing, where I feel like I don't know the character interaction because I don't know how the levels are supposed to flow. So a narrative thing that could happen now could happen much later, and I would have to basically accommodate that. Okay. Yes. Since the power float's gonna be, yeah, since this is a light thing, all the lighting's gonna be this way. Okay. Okay. I think I know what I need to do. And maybe nudge to be more of a curve. Push in. There we are. Yeah, just mess about with that. I think after I finish these commissions, I'm gonna I guess I think I need to take a frank look at what we're currently doing. And I think the one thing that is kind of just getting me is that overscope thing. Where I feel like, you know, we're we're an indie dev, so it's only like 2 guys doing this. But that's kind of the problem. We're 2 guys. We're not supposed to be worried about such things. And while we're able to like move fast on certain aspects of development, we're still maybe like 1 person. Which means we still gotta worry about, our times, kind of like, our resources and our ability to actually work on stuff. So I'm kind of like realizing maybe we should kind of like scope this down to something finishable, and as opposed to something that's just, I guess, our ambitious dream game, so to speak, or at least my ambitious dream. Like, and I'm, obviously my programmer wants to make it as good as he can, but I feel like we're going beyond what we need to be doing. And I feel like we need to make a game that we can complete over a game that's gonna be like the most fucking innovative, Shovel Knight rival imaginable. It's kind of like, you know what? No, we need to finish a game instead of, working. We need to finish it. I think that's kind of just the thing that I need to just get myself frank about. Do we need to lower our standards in order to just get something finished instead of making the biggest, bestest fucking game? We should focus on just scoping down the game, making more of a smaller game, and then making sequels to that smaller game. Because I think I've just been getting, cosmic signs to just work on smaller games. Like, a lot of the stuff with, like, Concord kind of, like, got me thinking about the nature of, spending a lot of time on a game that you don't know is gonna you're either gonna look too far. And this is completely uncomparable. Like, this is an indie team versus, fucking AAA super developer and stuff like that. But it's like, I think the principle still stays the same. Where am I being ambitious, or am I being a perfectionist? And that's also another thing that's kind of getting me, is maybe I'm being too perfectionistic about what we're doing, and I'm not like taking more of an objective look. Like, I'm not doing the writing thing where I need to kill my darling, I feel like a lot of, I don't know if like the characters specifically, but like the gameplay stuff could be superfluous. Like, we have a idea of like having some merchant mechanics in Black Mass, where after you do your typical dungeon crawling or adventuring in the main quest, you will do merchant quests, and you will sell your loot and items in order to make more money to travel to the next land. And starting to think that that's gonna be a giant waste. Well, I don't know if it's gonna be a big waste of time. It's just, I feel like it's now kind of just superfluous. Like, we're gonna be blowing a lot of effort on something that kind of deviates from the core game. And maybe the core game would just include the merchant stuff, but I'll probably this. Okay. Look at the refs some more, and this has more of a has a bit more. They're like I'm doing this, like doing a bit of the thing with the belt. That's kind of like one of those things where I'm kind of like trying to do like a subtle pixel art thing with that. So that's what I'm doing with that. Oh yeah, I've been, nothing's confirmed just yet. I need to talk to my programmer. But, for now I need to just get more frank. I think I need to look at my inventory sheet. Hey, Time Story, how's it going? I think I need to look at my inventory sheet and I just decide, okay, which items in the inventory would actually convey the best gameplay and not necessarily like, something that's just cool. Because I think that's kind of been what we're doing is we're working on the rule of cool, and obviously that's cool, that's good. But I feel like we're kind of just going away from the, I don't know, the mark or the, I think we're kind of just losing we're not having our eye on the ball, so to speak. We're not focused on the actual important. And that's what's causing us to just take forever on a typical game, or at least on this game, on Black Mask. So I'm kind of feeling an odd way when it comes to, I guess, our development time. So that's stuff that's been on my mind for a bit, is spending more time than I should on Black Mass and thinking, are we overscoped? That's the personal, I guess, philosophical question I am personally grappling with in my mind right now. And, I don't know exactly how, my programmer wants to work. But honestly, I feel like I just want to just put my foot down and say, let's just work on something that we can finish. Because I feel like we're just being perfectionist about this at the moment, and not necessarily shooting towards getting a thing done. Yeah, I'm just doodling until I'm done transferring my files to my new, I'll assume, hard drive. I'll wait till you answer that. No, just to my USB files I find important. Oh yeah, that's important. That actually reminds me that I do need to do my, I guess, regular backup, because I haven't been doing that as often as I need to. I do need to do a fast backup. The blue's kind of weird. They use yellow. Yellow kind of works. Bit. Okay, that's plenty. Let's see. Yep. And yeah, that's probably just one of the little things that's just been on my mind for probably just the past few days, is working on Black Mass, or at least not working on Black Mask, pondering whether or not we're taking way too long on Black Mass instead of just making a smaller game sticking a fork in it and just considering it done. I think these could be larger. I think I'll do that. Make this larger. I think in terms of his chibi, well, they're not chibi, but the more smaller, lower res proportions, this would be much, much larger. Yeah. But I tighten you up. Got this here and that'll work. Okay. This is getting better, I'd say. That's looking better. I'd say this would also be larger overall. I just get rid of this. Here. Knock that out. Oh yeah. What other things have I kind of just been up to? I've been playing some games. I've been my Amber Nick more to kind of just check out some games that I was kind of just suggested. I was going through the first bits of Fan Xanadu, and that's okay. At first, I was kind of put off because the intro animation has some janky looking trees. So I was kind of like, is something wrong with my ROM or something? Because those trees do good. But of course, like you go into the actual game itself, it looks more it looks slightly better. The pixel art is actually, it's really brown. Personally, like I feel like it's browner than I like. That's one thing that is kind of just getting me, so to speak, is pixel art is much browner than Fan Xanadu or Fax Xanadu. Faxanadu. Yeah, that's how it's spelled. I've been playing a little bit of that. And I did slightly mod it, so with like some more just UI tasks where I changed the font so most of the H's will change up, and I cleaned up the things like the religious censorship, because I'll live with that. Like I want the most, I guess, universal complete experience for that game. So, just as close to how it originally is in general. And of course, there's a thing about, like, I guess the actual artistic intent. That's like, I kind of just want to see it as complete as possible. But of course, I'll have it translated in English because I can't read Japanese at all. So yeah, kind of just reading that and playing a little bit. It's okay. It obviously it takes a bit of getting used to. Like it has an interesting thing where it has a sword system and a magic system, and you can buy magic and buy a knife, and you can only hit crouching enemies with a projectile, which is the strangest thing, but I managed to get it to work like that. It's just so odd to me personally. Let's see. I mean, so far so good. I mean, I got to the second town. I haven't gotten crazy far in Faxanadu. Let's get make it chunkier. You're looking like chunk. Yep. Tackling that. I've been playing a little bit of Faxanadu and a tiny bit of Crystallis, but I haven't really played a lot of Crystallis. Just want to mod Crystallis so things will work. A lot of the control bugs are readjusted, and a few little things I got rid of the that weird fucking epilepsy flashing because it had an intro where I guess there was a nuclear war in Crystallis, and it begins with the most flashy ass it'll legit cause epilepsy. So I got rid of that stuff because it was actually hurting my eyes. Surprising. I was feeling actual pain. So that had to go. So that's been pretty nice with that. But I haven't dived into Crystallis that much. But I've also been getting back to a Vice Project Doom, and it can be tough. But it's kind of tough in that way that NES games are tough, where you can beat it. It's just unfair at times. That'll work. Vice Project Doom is workable. It's just doing the select inventory thing, but sometimes because it's such a pain to switch between weapons, I end up just choosing preferred weapons over kind of just cycling between them, I guess the game would intend you to do. Because the grenade is the only item that actually goes far, actually across the screen. And ironically, the gun has such a crap range that you never want to use the gun. I feel the sword has longer range than the gun, which probably is contradictory to what the game probably should be. That's kind of the truth, is the gun is not as helpful like the sword. The sword, obviously, it feels good enough that you can just swing it and you're able to just make that swing. But the gun, it's so short ranged that it's annoying to use against a lot of the enemies, because a lot of the enemies, they also have their own projectiles. So they have projectiles that basically shoot as far as your gun shoots. So it's kind of okay, I just get a lot of return fire. So I either use the grenades, or I use my own gun. Or I just use, oops. Donald, shoot. Copy the... I need you to flip horizontal. And that'll work with that. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, is that... Yeah. That flip. I should really, figure out how, Alright, I think this will work. And I'll fill this with the actual proper. Man, I want to play Chrono Trigger. I will do that. Maybe I'll just take a self-care day or something. Fucking play Chrono Trigger. Maybe I'll just do that for next stream. It's just no art, no nothing. I just play Chrono Trigger. Now that'd be lazy. I need to get these commissions done. Because I've been spending longer than... I guess I'm just spending long that I'm getting self-conscious about it. Where, okay, I'm doing all these, doing the commissions, sure. Then I feel like I've lost a work day last Monday because I had to chat with someone about work. And they have the most inane bullshit to talk about. I get, sometimes my coworkers and my day job. I don't know. It's one of those things where I feel like being around my coworkers can sometimes be a waste of time. And I mean, that's the most callous thing I'll say. Having coworkers can sometimes just be annoying. I think I could just go. That's what I can do. Make these colors so it kind of blend away. Or better yet, just make these the trim. Make it the trim of the armor. I could probably get away with that. And then use that. Push that forward, and that's good. Push that out. Fantastic. Fantastic. It's working. Making it work. Okay. I could probably like nudge this up. Work that. Alright. That's working. Blah. Stretch a bit. Probably need to make a PNG tube or something, because the fact that I don't have like old face cams kind of being a problem, but it probably isn't. I'm sure a lot of you are more attuned to maybe not a face cam. Honestly, I forgot today is Thursday. Oh yeah, today just went. I'd say, because today it's mostly kind of just been one of those days where it's like, yeah, it feels like a Friday, but no, tomorrow's Friday. And most of the weeks just go by and by because you kind of just going through the motions of most of that week. And I feel like that's the reason why most days will fly by. Like, you feel like, you know, the year would go by and are like, oh wow, what happened? It's already, or at least it's nearly November. You know, I used to remember it being January just yesterday. But no, it's one of those things where, you know, if you're not paying attention, you know, life can pass you by. So of course I don't want to get like too existential about it, but I like it. I'm like a wee bit of diddling with this. Or actually, no, let that go here. Let it here then. Yeah, this is more of a black gemstone. I could probably just yeah, like make it like this and then make the color black. Make that color white. And then make this black. And it probably could be a subtle. Let's see. It should be more of a, yeah, it probably would be a gradient like this. Do reflective colors. Do like a slight then brighten it brighter. Then pick a green that's not completely overwhelming. And knock down the highlight just enough. One green. Buff that highlight. This green. Slight. It's alright. I could push this way. Colors draw that way. Try to do slight dither out. And maybe do a slight looking kind of shiny. I can make that work. This needs a bit more fiddling around, but I shouldn't be working too hard on that because I'm going to be animating this anyway. So just nudge you back. I need to remember that, hey, you have a, you can't just dive into details just yet because you still have this much to do. So let's see. Oh, I could save time by leaving. So ooh, that's not gonna work. That is not exactly even. Nope. Screw the symmetry, I'll just copy paste it. That's fine. I can make this work. Let's work on one shoulder pad. Copy and paste that to a different shoulder pad. That will work here. Out here. Then use a darker gray to, yeah, that's the one. Here's a darker gray. Nudge that down. Get that nice and sharp. use the anti-aliasing and nudge it yourself. Yeah, it's marble. It'll probably do this. That'll be. Ooh. It's this. No, that's the fur color, isn't it? Yeah. Use this. Use darker. Then use the light as a rim light. Can I go darker? I kind of can. Go dark here. You'll see the gradient here and then look like that. I'll get back to this. I think this would probably be this color. Red. And do this here. Underneath the 19 mil, but I'm in the right ballpark. Just knowing which color to be helpful to which colors don't work. I was being a little nervous about doing streaming. Then kind of like, okay, now I'm kind of just in, that ultra instinct flow state. Worry about nothing. I'm just drawn now. I think it also helps that I just have music that's not super high energy, that's annoying to listen to. I think I'll stick with this playlist from here. Honestly, they'll save me from pondering a new playlist. I think this is the Police Knot soundtrack. When was the last time I saved? Good. Good. Stretch myself. Alright. So far. What if I put the trim? Like, I'm not liking how this trim's looking right now, so I'll probably rework this. Put it back to the gray. That's just too much. And just use the gradient, the outline. That'll work. Here's the outline. No, that's a little too much. Probably just a slight, it's one slight thing that's. Okay. I think it also could be the fact that I'm not shading. I'm noticing that metal's looking darker than this metal. I should probably get more trimmed down, and then I'll know what to do afterwards. I'm also interested in playing Sonic Adventure again, even though I'm not a giant fan of Sonic Adventure. I think it's the one Sonic Adventure game that I like replaying. Like, I like replaying Sonic Adventure 1 more than playing Sonic Adventure. I think it's probably because it's, I think, an overall shorter game compared to Sonic Adventure 2. Which is weird to say because I think Sonic Adventure 2 has less levels. I have to look that up more. But I feel like Sonic Adventure 1 just feels shorter. This is mostly just a vibes thing than an actual objective fact. Like I'm sure, like if I went on maybe like the Sonic wiki and be like, okay, how many levels in Sonic Adventure 1? It's probably like much less. I guess it's probably the way it's paced. Like obviously you got multiple characters in that game, so you know it breaks up the pace a bit more. Thought we're gonna up the Greg's heat. Let me just keep this there. Alright, so far so good with that. I can work this well. Work the trim here. Knock that out there. Just add more fur. That'll work. In a way. I was saying I need to readjust his fur a bit more because it's still rough. No pun intended. That out. Cut off there and push that. Yes, gotta adjust his fur so he looks more like a bush. I'm a bush. I don't know if you know that YouTube video where it's have a drunken British guy thinking like, I'm a bush. And he falls into a bush and just dies. Well, he probably didn't die, but he's like, he's so drunk he practically is dead. Well, bush, Harry. I don't know if he was calling the guy Harry, but it's kind of funny though. Someone is so drunk, someone's so shit-faced that I don't think I've ever drank enough where I've lost absolute cognition in general. I think I've met a few friends who have gotten that drunk, but I've personally never been able to drink enough to be like, yes, I now will just black out and I don't remember anything. Like, I've never really drank that hard to really know whether or not that would be my limit, to speak. Because, whenever I drink, I'm more sleepy than anything. More like I just rather go to sleep because it's, drinking alcohol just makes me want to sleep more than, I guess, be crazy. I don't know. I guess I'm not a mean drunk, so to speak. I don't get upset. I do get depressed. Like, that's probably a thing that does hit me. But I think that's more of a general just, the fact that alcohol is a depressant drug, so, low vibes. And the actual, actually getting depressed. Like, a lot of things will get me feeling existential. Like, I don't have food, or I don't have enough sleep, and things like that. As usually kind of just puts me in the everything sucks category of life, where it's like, why do anything? Doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. Like, it gets me, like, really existential in general. So, not having enough sleep can really just do that to me. So, I try not to, I'm getting better at it. Like, obviously I go to a therapist and they tell me to actually go to bed at a decent time instead of just trying to crunch all the time and force myself to make up for the lost time that you see that you have lost. Yeah, go back. We'll figure out how to make it shiny. Late. Like, rework. So. Yeah, make the slant much more steep. That should be. Here. Got it. We'll knock down fluff here. That'll be good. Get that there, get that in. Yeah, someone was I guess someone made a comment on one of my cow posts, and they were like, hey, I would love to play a cow game. Like, yeah, I'd love to make a cow game. Figuring out, like, what you could actually do with the cows. Because I guess I've been just cow posting for the past week. The reason I've been doing that, clearly, cows have just been on the I've recently read The Far Side. I bet my greatest rival that I would just watch all of Barnyard, because apparently he couldn't finish Barnyard because it's so bad. And of course, he's justified to not finish Barnyard because, yeah, it is fucking bad. But I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it out of spite just to say that I'm better than him. And I feel like it has permanently just changed my brain chemistry in, I guess, it's probably like, okay, I saw Barnyard and I'm like, yes, I like The Far Side now. Cows are just on the brain. Because cows are just the most... I guess cows are just a nice avatar for just humorous things. Plus, obviously minotaurs are cool as fuck. Minotaurs, we love us a good, just muscly, like a minotaur dude. So that's always cool. Of course, everyone likes the cowgirls, whether it's the howdy cowgirls or the girls that dress in the black and white. And what else? What else? Honestly, it's just the Far Side. That's literally it. I just want to draw like Gary Larson because it's a pen and ink style that I feel like I could do, and it is something that I can do, and I like. I've been having fun, kind of just drawing cows like that, because a lot of my old cow art is more like Minotaur style overall, and while that's fine, I kind of feel like I just want a bit more scrimblow in my art. I think one thing that I guess kind of, now this is not for me to be disparagement, but I feel like it's one thing that kind of pushes me away from, I guess, mainstream furry art is I'm willing to try completely alternate styles than the norm just for my own personal amusement. It's kind of one of those things where it's making something look sexy is not the end-all be-all for me personally. I want to see, okay, can I make it a cool design? Can I make it a funny design? And 9 times out of 10, I just want to make it funny. I think I posted a weasel drawing. Ah, thank you. Yeah, Leaf is looking pretty decent. I'm making progress so far. The eyes could contrast more though, because it kind of looks like he's more clothes. Can I? Maybe if I. What's the darker color? Maybe a darker green. That'll work. His eyes contrast a little better. Okay. That's looking much, much better. He's looking much better. Maybe I could gradient this with one of the. Now it kind of looks like it's and maybe if I do that, then figure out a way to kind of just get. Okay. Yeah, honestly, sex appeal design is a lower priority for character design for me. Oh yeah, and nothing against sex appeal. It's just if everything's sexy, nothing is sexy. So it's kind of just one of those things. It's come on, where are the freak pics? You gotta make a few Blancas to make the juries look interesting, you know? You gotta have a few Dalsums and a few, you gotta have a few weirdos to kind of have something decent out there. And you never know. There are people who totally go for the freak pics. There's a new Valve made a new game called Deadlock. I think that's what the game's called. And I've seen a lot of fan art for the gargoyle character, and at a glance it just looks like a typical boy gargoyle. But apparently the gargoyle's female. But at a glance, it, doesn't have, she doesn't have tits. It doesn't stop people from giving her tits, but it's kind of one of those things where it's people have just their own taste. That's kind of just how that goes. But, I'm a giant fan of just good body variety in character design. I really like figuring out ways to kind of just push decent body variety, which, you know, you'll see in a lot of my recent cow art is I have a bunch of different just cow designs and things like that, just to see how many designs I can tackle while still saying this is a cow character. And it's, you know, it makes me laugh, kind of just experimenting with seeing, okay, what's something cool, what's something fascinating. Like the Matador cow was something that I was kind of like thinking about, because I think the sketch originally started as, you know, just a Matador, you know, a typical like you know, a typical Matador, because obviously bullfighting's a thing, and that kind of like extended to that, and I thought about, you know, the legit implications of a cow bullfighter. I think the character was initially a bull. I was like, ah, that's a little messed up. What if it was like a female cow and she's just, you know, very against bulls, I guess. So kind of like, you know, pondering that kind of thing, where it's like, what world will allow that kind of character to exist? So it's been a nice way to kind of like, I guess, explore storytelling too. I don't know if they'll actually be in Black Mass proper, but I would love to tackle that in terms of like world building stuff in Black Mass, because Black Mass is basically like my own personal playground for like just drawing furry art of interesting like things. And you know, Cole himself is mainly a point of view character for just meeting those weirdos. And if push comes to shove, I wouldn't feel bad about Cole not being the main character of that world. If anything, I could probably figure out how I could, I guess, make a bunch of spin-off games and things like that. So making a cow game would be cool if I could figure out, like, or if someone could give me an idea of, like, what could be interesting to do with cow gameplay. It'd probably be like a dungeon crawler, so, you know, you have, like, the Minotaur and the Labyrinth. So that could probably be, like, cow-related. Let's see. What do you know about, you know, they charge? Maybe it could be like a Warrior Land style thing, like in Warrior Land 4. And there've been a lot of like Warrior Land likes, like Pizza Tower and stuff. So that gameplay could, I think that gameplay is kind of like making a comeback where you're able to just go fast through a level, and that's how you're able to, you know, find the fun in that game. So, you know, I think it'll probably go like that. I think that direction might be an interesting direction if I was like, okay, let's make a game as with a cow character. So doing something with like being able to charge and dash would probably be a nice start. And then you work off of that, like, okay, maybe it's like a momentum based thing. And so you have to like navigate a really difficult level that requires your momentum. Copy B. Perhaps I can I want to like get it horizontal. Okay. I'm just getting into this. And I'll probably just make it slightly different in terms of red. Make it slightly not 100% just so I can kind of like give it a bit of a not completely symmetrical. That would be a massive. That would be a massive resource hog if I put this in a proper game. But honestly, it don't matter. This is just artwork. I don't expect to put it in an engine. Or at least this ain't gonna be in an engine, will it? Because I want this to be in an engine, like an actual proper game engine. Well, I'd have to do some things to make sure it could actually be an engine. There was a that reminds me, there is a Game Boy, like a Game Boy player jam. Wonder if that's still going. Oops. Game. Or maybe like GC Studio Jam. I remember right. Or GB Studio Jam. Okay, GB Pixel Art Jam. Now about the last year one. So is there another one? Okay. The last year one that happened a while ago. Oh, I can make this larger. Good, good. Nice. Can I go up and down? WASD. No. Arrows. WASD. IKJL. No. Can I select? Okay. Or the actual. Okay, Z is A. Okay, so arrow keys. Okay. They could like get through that. Okay. Okay. So yeah, a lot of Game Boy Studio, uses it's supposed to be like a thing where it's using the actual tile of the hardware of the Game Boy. That's pretty nice. This is a little simple though, but some of it's pretty. This is really nice. This is really cool. Getting the astronomy, actual proper Game Boy in a Dro style. I'm looking at a. This is a nice screen, especially with the dithering. This is really nice dithering. We love me a good ditter. Okay, the what's that? A cat jewel, I think. And then they're looking at cave. That's pretty nice. That's like overworld type thing. Another cave. It's a little simple. Little maze, like alien maze, I think. Because of the hands. Hands could pretty some work. Little like it's a lost temple. It's simple, but it's alright. Pretty good. A nice like RPG screen. This is pretty nice. I'm liking, the little incorporation of the UI and stuff like that. Shuttle. Yeah. I keep intending to do a thing for this. And I always just let it slip by. Is there one happening right now? Yeah. Anything happened for 2024? No? Nothing. TV Essential, Spotlight Games. Yeah, a lot of like cool resources here. I'll always drop a link here just if you're interested in making stuff in Game Boy Studio. This is really cool. So, yeah, just tackling stuff like this. Oh yeah, there was a Grimace game. I remember like McDonald's had like a Grimace game. It was like actually sponsored by McDonald's themselves. I guess like, you know, some people from McDonald's kind of just hired them and said, hey, you want to like do a thing for us? And like, yeah, why hell not? Let's see. Plugins, but none of the, no information on whether there's a jam this year. Let's see, Pixel Art Jam. Ah, here it is. I feel like a dope. Just scroll down slightly. Let's see. Ah, crap. It runs from October 4th to October 6th. Ah. I missed it again. Love that. Maybe next year. Maybe like 2025. If it's in October, I need to mark my calendar. Ah, well. Okay, what time is it? 8:30. What else can I can at least get this on a slightly brighter get some lighting here. Get some lighting here, get you nice and bright down here. What the heck? Who's me? Oh yeah. I just need to put the light here. Then use white as the absolute highest highlight. And that should look good. Okay. Maybe like slightly better. That work. Maybe like a slight shade back here. Then use the white to get the white out. Top highlight. Okay, that's kind of working. Then you'll use this as a rim light. And then you'll use Maybe it does need a three thing shading. And then you use a rim light here. That might work. Okay. So far, so good. That's looking pretty shiny. And then, of course, the reason I'm not just immediately copy-pasting this one side to the other is because I'm having the lighting go in this direction. Oh, still need the trim here. So instead, let's put this here, get the trim here. And rework. Let's see. There's something slightly higher up here. That'll work. Okay. This is kind of working. Okay. Get you working like this. And that kind of works. I'm kind of missing something for his leg, but maybe too late. What's up with his leg? Oh, he's wearing like a boots thing. That's alright. I can probably like put it on top. Not an issue. Oops. It's like a like soulless sand. Okay, I know what you're talking about. It'd probably like work like this. Be more of a 3 arc thing. Work like that. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 prongs of that. That should work. Made of gold and silver material. Okay, so I like adjust this to be yellow. Let's see. Something like that. And then reuse the gray to just add a bit of a trim there. Boom. could probably like rework here. Yeah, I can't just worry about getting it perfect. I'll just get it down here. Work with that right here. Should be there. Like diving into this real quick and just see how that's working. Alright, so it's kind of interesting where the bangles go out, but then there's like a gold trim. I think like the silver is where it attaches. Which is fine. I could probably work that with this, and then yep. Probably work with that. So far, so good. Now it's looking pretty arcadey looking. Get that going here. Push it out. Okay, so far so good. I probably like push this more like this. And I'll probably like work that with this other foot. Make it slight because it's supposed to be, you know, kind of the foot just inside and foreshortening. And yeah, I could probably let's see. I'd probably color this for this color. And then work this. Get that color. Push you like this. A slight thing where, or I could just color this. Why not? Why don't I just color the damn? If I can get away with like doing something more than simply black lines, you should. And then I think I could use the darker. Yes, darker blue will work. And that'll be the indicator of, you know, the crease of the thigh and all that stuff. Some slightly more shading here. That'll be good. And probably like add some light. That should be good. In fact, I should use this blue more often. Okay. I can just shade these here. Because most of the lighting is going to be coming from the staff, so everything's to be from left to right. I need to recolor you. I haven't tightened this up actually, so I need to tackle that more. Though then again, I could just make this darker brown. If push comes to shove, I could probably like readjust the palette so it actually suits the model. I also noticed that he's wearing spats. I'm kind of like, oh, he's wearing spats. He actually is wearing something more underneath that. So probably just do a fast adjust there. Yep. Probably like do this. Just a slight adjustment. This is probably more gray. This is my darkest color before I get the black palette. As you can probably rework that, so yeah, that could be the two. Then this line will be let's see, anything like darker. I like that this color is not a darker version of this color. Like, it's more of a lime yellow than a yellow. Oh, I think I'll probably need to just readjust this fur pattern some more. I probably like work of this. And then I alias. Or use the alias and use the dark blue as the deeper blue aspect of it. This is kind of sort of working. You zoom out and the gradient's fading away. Looks more like a crack than a gradient. As the point of what I'm doing right now is to give it the illusion that the lines are fading away, like the lines are blending. So I'm trying to use the gradient of this dark blue going to this slightly dark green going to this lighter green. That is using that gradient to fade it out. I probably need more colors to really make this shine. Like I'd need to wield this green, but I'm already using the green for his armor, so that's a thing I gotta ponder. That is a slight shade. Honestly, got it. We're just going to shade you down here. It's not absolutely perfect, but we're making things work. So far, so good, I'd say. Yeah, like this. That'll be the. Yes, that's working. There. And have a slight cell shape here. Okay. Things are starting to work more. Mostly a matter of kind of just getting things sculpted lighting wise. Let's see. Probably like the brow line there, that could work. So far, so good. Yeah, I mean, so far, so good. I think we'll color this deer, then lighten it as I go. Oh. I could probably have a heavier room this way, because it's kind of like, you know, most of the light would be from the glowing going up. The light would be going up this way, so mostly things should be glowing from here. Kinda. I should have did this on a different layer, but that'll work. Ugh. It makes me wonder how far I could get to chance to learn about pixel art. Well, I can tell you that it's easier than you think. Like, if you've ever done any drawing in, you know, a typical like digital art program like Clip Studio Paint, it's basically the same principle, drawing digitally. But, you know, there are also like little pixel art specific things, like, you know, making sure that it has a right staircase set up so the lines look thin as opposed to looking chunky, and the lines kind of like look chunkier than you want, so you're putting them in more singular steps, so you're gonna have more cleaner art line art like you would in an actual like Capcom sprite. And of course, there's also some other, you know, little eye illusion things that pixel art can do that, you know, those techniques, you know, lead to, you know, making better looking pixel art overall, because you find like little color illusions, like using colors getting slightly darker to get the perception of lines getting darker. Of course, you know, you got lighting and stuff like that. But I'd say, like, a lot of pixel art principles is also just digital painting principles. You know, you still gotta pay attention to lighting and shadow and values and all those, like, fundamental, you know, you're going to art class in college and you're doing that stuff. It's still the same idea with pixel art. It's just, I'd say, the tinier techniques of pixel art to make it look more like a video game as opposed to a glorified lower resolution image. So, yeah, it is, there's a whole bunch to it, but it's easier as you actually dive into it. So I absolutely encourage you to, you know, just maybe like adjust Clip Studio Paint's anti-aliasing, like turn off anti-aliasing in Clip Studio Paint. You can check out, you know, a basic pixel art tutorial. You check out Pixel Logic. It actually has a it's actually going on sale for a well, actually no, Pixis Square is actually having a sale with a sales collaboration with Pixelogic, where if you type in Pixelogic book, you'll get like a discount on Pix Square. So I always drop the link to Pixelogic because that's a really nice tutorial PDF on, you know, learning pixel art and stuff like that. And even in general, low specs also do pretty good if you're just looking for something free. You know, low spec is basically a nice spot to get free tutorials. So if you're like, I don't really want to plunk, it's at $15-20 on a PDF, like a digital ebook. You know, you can always, you know, sift through low specs pixel art tutorials and you'll kind of just get the gist of that as well. So yeah, I recommend those two, and then everything else is just staring at your favorite games to see if you can make stuff that looks like your games. You know, the typical like good artist copy, great artist steal, that sort of thing. Well, I am stealing from Capcom because they're literally one of the best pixel art guys. Well, SMK is kind of better, but that's, you know, that's contentious. That's probably one of those things where, like, you know, they're doing completely alternate things with their pixel art. So that can probably be an argument for another day. But yeah, I think I'll just wrap this and I'll go to sleep. Wanting to look into pixel art for shoot 'em. Oh yeah, pixel art for shoot 'em ups is pretty straightforward because, yeah, making sure that the bullet patterns actually stand out is also quite essential. But there are also some little things like I've been finding remade pixel art from other artists where, you know, they'll go on itch.io and they already have their own just gaggle of projectile animation. So I'll probably like buy that in the future. You know, kind of just save myself the trouble learning visual effects animation, because visual effects animation and character animation are two whole different beasts, and I am not extremely proficient at visual effects animation. But, you know, that's why sometimes you need to delegate that to people who do know. And that's kind of the nature of figuring out your limits, so to speak, of what can you do in your own personal time that will at least lead to, you know, I don't know, fast results, but decent results with less expenditure of your maybe like mindscape. That'll work. This will work. Yes, this is better. Okay. Far so good. Try to like do this. Do like a fast cell shade. See if I can't do some fast cell shades here. There's still a few things I gotta deal with, like tightening the armor design some more, figuring out a shade variant for his underfur. Overall, he's nearly ready to start animating. Of course, I need to readjust the line cloth and tighten how the spear is gonna look. But for now, I'll just save you. And you're gonna look pretty decent. So far, so good. You're looking much better. Ugh. I think I'll just wrap the stream for tonight. It is currently 8:55, so yeah, this is a nice stopping point, I'd say. I'll be dropping a whip to your Telegram tide, and things will be pretty good. And of course, next week I think I'll be continuing on. Probably I'll be on the animation phase of one of these commissions, but next week I'll still be doing these pixel arts. So I'll see you. I don't know which day. Maybe next Monday, because I have the day off next Monday. Because it's Indigenous, Columbus Day, but now it's changed to I think Indigenous Awareness Day. So, all right, I will see you all next time. Is there anyone I could raid? Perhaps anyone still streaming late at night? Show me who's working here. Alright, no one's really streaming. Oh. Anywho, I will see you all next time. Have a good night.